Have you ever wondered if everything you've heard about first-time sex is true? Let's take a moment to debunk some of the most common myths surrounding this topic. First off, there's a common belief that first-time sex is always painful or uncomfortable. This isn't necessarily the case. Pain can occur if one is tense, nervous, or not adequately lubricated, but with proper relaxation and foreplay, it can be a comfortable and enjoyable experience. Then there's the myth that first-time sex needs to happen by a certain age. This is not true. Everyone matures at their own pace, and there's no set timeline for when one should start being sexually active. It's essential to wait until you feel ready and not pressured by societal expectations or peer pressure. Another myth we often hear is that first-time sex will define your sexual identity. This is far from the truth. Sexuality is a complex spectrum, and one experience doesn't determine where you fall on it. It's normal to explore and understand your preferences over time. There's also this notion that if you're not good at it the first time, you'll never be. This couldn't be further from the truth. Like any new skill, it takes time and practice. So don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get it right the first time. Lastly, there's the belief that using protection can make the experience less intimate or enjoyable. This is a dangerous myth. Protection not only prevents unwanted pregnancies, but also protects against sexually transmitted diseases. Using protection should always be a priority, and it doesn't make the experience any less meaningful or enjoyable. So there you have it. We've debunked some of the most common myths about first-time sex. Remember, everyone's experience is unique, and it's essential to communicate openly with your partner about your fears, expectations, and desires. Now that we've cleared up some misconceptions, let's move on to what you can expect. Before getting intimate with someone else, it's important to understand your own body first. This statement holds immense truth. The journey to sexual understanding begins with self-awareness and the acceptance of self-love. It's about acknowledging our own bodies, their functions, and the pleasure they can provide us. Now let's dive into some basic anatomy and physiology. The human body is a marvel of nature, and the sexual organs are no exception. In females, the key sexual organs include the vulva, clitoris, and vagina. The vulva is the external part of the female genitalia. The clitoris is a highly sensitive area capable of inducing intense pleasure, and the vagina is the canal that leads from the cervix to the outside of the body. In males, the primary sexual organs are the penis and the testes. The penis has two main functions: to transport sperm and urine from the body and to provide pleasure during sexual activity. The testes produce sperm and testosterone, the hormone responsible for male sexual characteristics. These organs don't just exist in isolation, they interact with each other and the rest of the body during sexual activity. For instance, during arousal, blood flow to these areas increases, which can lead to physical changes like an erection in males or lubrication and swelling in the vaginal area for females. But remember, the brain is our most vital sexual organ. It's where hormones, feelings, thoughts, and social norms mix to create our sexual desires and responses. It's also where we experience the emotions associated with sex, like passion, intimacy, and sometimes nervousness or fear. Understanding these basics of anatomy and physiology can help us appreciate our bodies more and better prepare us for sexual experiences. It can help us identify what feels good, what doesn't, and how we can communicate these feelings to our partners. So, take the time to explore your body, to understand its responses, and to love it for its unique capabilities. Understanding your body is the first step in having a healthy and enjoyable sexual experience. One of the most important aspects of any sexual encounter, especially first-time sex, is communication. A common misconception is that sex is purely a physical act. In reality, it involves not only our bodies, but our minds, our emotions, and our ability to express ourselves. So, let's delve into the crucial role of communication in sexual relationships. First off, open and honest communication is essential for setting boundaries. It's all about respecting each other's comfort zones. It's okay to say what you're not ready for or what you don't want to do, and it's equally okay to hear your partner saying the same. This mutual understanding creates a safe environment where both parties can feel secure and respected. Next, discussing your desires and fantasies can make the experience more enjoyable. It's not just about what you don't want, but also about what you do want. Sharing your expectations and interests can lead to a more fulfilling and satisfying experience for both of you. It can also help in reducing any anxieties or fears you might have about the act. Remember, it's okay to have desires and it's okay to express them. Now let's talk about concerns. It's normal to have doubts, worries, or fears, especially if it's your first time. Addressing these concerns openly with your partner can help alleviate any apprehensions and build trust. Ignoring these feelings or keeping them bottled up can lead to unnecessary stress and discomfort. And this brings us to consent. Consent is ongoing, which means it can be given, and just as importantly, withdrawn at any given moment. It's not a one-time agreement, but rather a continuous process. This is where communication plays an even more critical role. Always make sure your partner is comfortable and willing, and vice versa. So whether it's your first time or you're a seasoned pro, remember that communication is not just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, and respecting your partner's wishes and boundaries. It's about creating a bond that goes beyond the physical act and fosters a deeper emotional connection. Remember, good communication is at the heart of every healthy sexual relationship. When it comes to first-time sex, preparation and protection are crucial. Now, that might seem like we're stating the obvious, but let's dive a little deeper. Let's start with protection. It's not just about avoiding unplanned pregnancies, though that's a significant part of it. Protection also shields you from sexually transmitted infections, often referred to as STIs. You see, these infections can be passed between partners during sexual activity, and they're more common than you might think. So it's essential to use a barrier method like condoms during intercourse. They're easy to use and can be found in most drugstores. Now, on to preparation. This isn't just about having protection on hand, though that's certainly important. Preparation also involves making sure you and your partner are both comfortable. That might mean talking about what you're okay with and what you're not, or ensuring you're in a safe and private place where you won't be disturbed. Foreplay plays a significant role in this. It's not just a prelude to intercourse, but a vital part of the sexual experience itself. It helps to increase arousal, making sex more comfortable and enjoyable for both partners. This could involve anything from kissing and touching to exploring each other's bodies in a way that feels right for you both. Remember, sex isn't a race to the finish line. It's about exploring intimacy and pleasure with your partner. So take your time, communicate. Make sure you're both ready and willing and have protection on hand. It's your body, your choice, and your experience. And one last thing, if you're feeling nervous or unsure, that's completely normal. It's a big step and it's okay to have questions or concerns. Seek advice from a trusted source like a health professional if you need it. Being prepared can make your first sexual experience much less stressful and much more enjoyable. So take a deep breath, relax, and remember, you're in control. This is your story, and you get to decide how it unfolds. First-time sex is a significant event, but it's important to remember that it doesn't define you or your future sexual experiences. The act of sexual intercourse, particularly the first time, can have a profound emotional impact. It's a deeply personal experience that can stir up a multitude of feelings. Some of you might feel a sense of joy, while others might feel anxiety or confusion. It's absolutely normal to have mixed feelings after the act, and it's crucial to respect and acknowledge these emotions. After the act, you may feel a surge of hormones that can influence your mood and feelings. This is a natural part of the biological process and is something that occurs in all human beings. It's essential to understand that these hormonal changes are temporary and will balance out with time. Aftercare, the care taken after sexual activity, is an important aspect often overlooked. It can be as simple as cuddling, talking about the experience, or even just spending quiet time together. It's a time for emotional bonding and reassurance. It's also a great time to discuss what you liked or didn't like and what you might want to try next time. Open dialogue can build trust and deepen your connection. If you find yourself grappling with intense or persistent emotions, it's okay to seek support. Reach out to a trusted friend, a counselor, or a sex educator. Remember, there is no shame in seeking help. Everyone's journey of sexual discovery is unique, and it's okay to need guidance along the way. It's also important to remember that not every sexual encounter will be the same. The first time is just that. The first time. It's a learning experience, and it's okay if it doesn't go perfectly. Your understanding of your own desires and boundaries will evolve over time, and with each new experience, you'll gain more insight and confidence. Remember, first-time sex is just that, the first time. It's a learning experience, and it's okay if it doesn't go perfectly.